Hey guys, what's up? It is ItsAnnaLouise, and today's video is going to be one that is completely different from what I normally do. This is definitely not animal related by any means, which I'm sure that you can tell that by the title. And I'm sure I'm bringing in people who are not familiar with my channel anyways, so I do normally animal videos, but this one I just really had it in my heart to do. I even asked people if they would want to see this video, and so many of you guys said yes. So many of you guys said you have people struggling with this right now, and just things like that. So when I went into doing YouTube anyway, I set it out as a personal goal of mine to be able to help anyone in any way possible. Whether it was just one person, I really wanted to help somebody. Basically, I just wanted to be of help. And I figured that going through this situation that I have just been going through, I figured that a lot of people have probably went through this as well or know somebody that has. And I thought, why not film my story on it and things like that. So it's a little bit of a story time for you and just a situational thing basically. And yeah, so I'm sure you can already tell, because that's why you clicked on it, that this video is why I almost dropped out of college. So getting into the video, basically I just want to go ahead and at least already state that I do have an associate's degree. I've actually already graduated from college once, and I'm in two different colleges, I guess you could say, right now. Number one, I'm in a university. I will not disclose the name of it just for privacy reasons. I'm in a university right now, and then I also am in dental school. I am taking classes to become a dental assistant. Now, before I get into the actual story of why I almost quit college, because I will get there, but I need to go with some backstory and information before I get there. So the dental school that I am in is not a college or a university. It is more of an academy, like a program or deal. It lasts for 18 months, started in June, will end in February, and I will get my registered dental assistant like certificate and number diploma, or kind of like a diploma thing, but it's also like a certificate, which if you go to the hairdresser or if you go to the dentist or doctor, a lot of the times you can see a certificate hanging up in their office, and that's basically what it is that you get. And yeah, so I'm in that program, and then I'm also in an actual university. So it's totally two different spectrums, and then I've already been through community college to get my associate's degree, so that's a whole another level. So I'm kind of in all three things, or I have been in one and I'm in the other two. So basically what I really wanted to start out by saying is, for me as a person, I have always been one to enjoy school. I've liked it for the knowledge aspect. I like learning new things. I love to learn. I love for my mind and my brain to grow through learning new, just anything new. And so that's one thing that I do really like. I love to learn, and homework never really bothered me. Now there are some times it did, but especially as I got older, I did learn to appreciate it more. So I appreciated the homework because it helped me on tests, and then it always felt so good to get a test back, a writing assignment, anything like that back, and I would always look so forward to getting those assignments back to see what grade I had made. It always made me feel as a person successful. It made me feel good about myself to always know what grade I would get from the hard work I had put in, and it just made me feel like I had grown and bettered myself. Now, just for high school purposes, I'm not talking about that. I hated high school with all my heart. I did like to study and get a test back, but it was never to the depth that I enjoyed it. Like, I didn't enjoy it as much as when I got to college. Because my high school was a piece of crap dump anyway. So many things were wrong with it. But we won't get into that because that part is not necessarily important, other than I did not like it. I still got that satisfaction, but it wasn't college. So we can go into my college now. I started out at a community junior college, whatever you want to call it, and I chose that because in my state I get 2 free years of college. So I went that route. I went with a lot of my friends. I actually had the worst year of my life when I was in college, 2017. But you know what? although I had the worst year of my life, things outside of college, I could still say that college was a great experience and that going there helped me in a lot of ways, and that is the junior college level. There were so many things though that I thought, why am I learning this? And these teachers just don't care. They don't. Like, y'all don't care about my education, like what I'm doing. You don't even want to be here yourself. Why are you here? That kind of situation. And it's really just got worse from there, which is to, I'm still gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. But at junior college level, I did get that, and I was really annoyed, but I felt like in college the professors at least cared more than high school. And I felt like I was able to learn more in my college English class by that one professor that a lot of people didn't like, but I thought he taught very well. I was able to learn more from him than I had ever learned in any class ever. And you could tell that they wanted to teach more. They wanted to make sure you learned something. There was more of that there. But that was at the community junior college level where you were more on one-on-one. When it goes to universities and such like that, I'm going to go off on a little tangent to get back to where, you know, where I'll get into it. My fiance actually goes to a big university, one of the biggest in the state. It's the most popular in my state. And it's something that he wishes he really wouldn't have done now, that he would have went, you know, somewhere else, or even went in the culinary route, something different, because people look up to universities and things like that. Like, you have to have that education. Like, you have to get a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, doctorate, what the heck ever. Like, people look like, oh, you have to do that or you're gonna get nowhere in life. I can't even tell you how many people believe that. And my fiance is so smart. In high school, he got perfect grades, even in like college classes, like AP classes. He gets to college, and the things he tells me on some of these teachers, they just don't care. And that's back to that situation where they just don't care. And you're not even learning things that apply to you anyway. And it's just insane. He's had so much issues because of that. And not to mention that, it's like the classes you take, the way they are, it's like, how is this even worth the thousands of dollars you're putting out? Going back to the junior college, me being in there, I always had that good experience, and we were able to talk back and forth about that. Anyway, I graduated. I had been going to be a teacher for the longest. That's what I was doing. And before that, I had always thought, oh, well, maybe I'll be a dental assistant. And then I got into teaching, therefore, you know, I went to the junior college, and I got out of the whole dental assistant thing, but teaching just wasn't going right for me. And fast forward a couple months, my mom just saw where they were offering classes to do the dental assisting program in my town, and she was like, really, you have nothing to lose doing this? And I was like, you're right. I made the decision a week before the class started to actually go and try it out, and that had been one of the absolute best decisions of my whole life. And this course, like I said, I started in June and I will end this February 2019. And it's amazing. And I just want to state that basically I feel like so many people, especially when you come from a small town, I don't know if this relates to any of you guys, if you guys can relate, a small town, a lot of people are more narrow-minded or are in one direction. Like I say, so many people in my town and around me think, no, you have to go to college or university or you will not get anywhere in life. Like, you just have to have that name. You have to have a bachelor's degree. You have to have a master's degree. They think like that. It's just wired in their brain. So that makes it hard. And when I decided to do the dental assisting program, I got judged. Like, I got judgment from people, and I could just feel that judgment in their conversation, and it made me feel so bad. It made me feel terrible. Anyway, I started class, and just from that first class, the knowledge that I was given was insane. And it was nothing like I had ever gotten in a state college, university kind of setting. Nowhere near. Like, it was an insane amount of information. And the people there actually care about you. And I had never experienced that either. So things were really looking up, and the more I had gotten into that program, the more I've deeply fallen in love with it and the people who teach it and the people who are a part of it. And anyway, I was doing that, and then it got time for me to decide, well, where do I want to further my education in a college university setting? My family, I would be the first one to get a bachelor's degree. My sister had an associate's, and my brother didn't have college. My mom had some college, my dad didn't have any, like, and then, you know, grandparents, none. And it was always a personal goal, but mainly what I had intended to do was being a teacher. I would have had to have one anyway. So even though I decided not to be, I still wanted to have a bachelor's degree just for my own goal, my goal. So I was looking at different programs, different universities, and my sister had decided she wanted to go back to school and do something to get a bachelor's degree, and we had talked about it, and she was like, well, you know, if you change your mind about blah blah blah, then like come do this with focus. Okay, my camera went out of focus. Anyway, she was like, well, come do this with me. So, you know, I'd given a lot of thought, prayed about it, all these different things, and I decided if I can do that with her and get help from her, we do this together, then, you know, it can't be bad, it can only be good. So, you know, I thought university level, number one, probably gonna be a lot harder. Number two, I should be getting something out of it, and I started class, and I kid you not, I hated it with all my heart. And y'all, this is going from me personally. I'm one of those people who will volunteer to go first on things in school. I will volunteer to go talk in front of the class. I have no problem with it. Going into this was the worst thing ever. I mean, it was just orientation, and they were having you get up and talk and just all this. And if you watch my channel, you know I have major anxiety, so it was just insane, and it felt so cold. So not only was that really sucky, we got to the actual first class, and everything that went on in that first class was the most common sense bullcrap I've ever seen in my life. Like, the class, the notes were like how to be a leader. So you would go up to the board and be like, oh, well, what words would you think of when you think of a leader, a person who is a leader? Oh, well, they have to be kind, have integrity, have to be, you know, this and that. And I'm like, is that not common sense? And that was all that first class was. And it was still the same. Like, it was that pattern over and over again. And I'm like, why is thousands of dollars being paid out for a name, a degree, when it's the most common sense stuff? And then you can go to the program, like the dental assisting one that I'm in right now, that you can't graduate with a so-called degree title. You get your certification title, but it's frowned upon by so many people because it is not a college or university. And you learned so much. So much. I mean, it's dental, y'all. You learn everything. Stuff that not everyone, when you walk down the street, would know. Like, you go and ask people, like, oh, okay, well, what are the 5 sides of the tooth called? Did you even know you have 5 sides of the tooth? How many teeth you have? What are they called? What is the anatomy of your skull, for crying out loud? How do you take x-rays? How do you do this? How do you do that? Your average person isn't going to know, but I guarantee you, if you go up to somebody, well, what makes a leader? I mean, anyone can answer that. If you kind of get where I'm going, like, basically I feel like it's really hard to explain. I hope I'm doing an okay job of it, but I'm basically just trying to say, university, common sense, thousands of dollars. You go to a program where a lot of people look down upon it because it is not a college or a university, and you learn so much, but people are like judging you, you know? And so anyway, I kept thinking about how sweet and wonderful the people were at my program for the dental assisting, how caring they were, how I felt so safe there and happy. And then I thought about college, where I was literally, my heart was beating like this fast, and I was feeling like I was going to throw up, and I was dreading it. And I thought about those two things, and I thought about all the money that was going to have to be spent because my financial aid got completely messed up, and where, you know, I wasn't going to have anything. It got to where we were going to have student loans, and I was like, this is the most insane thing. And, you know, in the medical field and in a lot of fields, you can do so many wonderful things where you don't even have to go to a real like state school, college, university, whatever. You can do so many things and get underpaid. I mean, nurses don't make enough, like LPN, or what's it called? CPN? I know what I'm talking about, but anyway, dental assistants, all of those different things, you are helping people with their health, with everything like that, and they are very underpaid, and people frown upon them so many times for not doing a college thing. I mean, and I've gotten that. So whenever I was going to the university and doing my classes, gosh, I wanted to quit so bad, and I almost did, and that is because of how everything was so common sense, and all the money, the messing up on financial aid, and I'm like, how's this even worth it when I'm probably not even going to use the degree? And I really want to also state, and I won't give much information about her because I don't want to give away things for privacy reasons, but I have a new friend that I met through something, and she is in her mid-20s, and she actually has a bachelor's degree, and she's not even been able to use it once since she got it. And she graduated in 2016 and is 2018, almost 2019. She has a bachelor's degree in an amazing field that would be something I would even be totally interested in, and she's stuck waiting tables. So you always don't even get to use that degree that you pay tons of money for. So basically, my mom just kept telling me, and I kept just trying to tell myself, like, if you want to quit, just do it. It's okay. Like, you don't have to live up to what everyone says that you have to, like what society says you have to be a good person, to be a person with a good job or anything like that, or a person that is smart because they went to college. I guarantee you, what I'm learning right now in this dental school, other than learning to read and write and do simple things like that, is way more valuable, way more everything than you would ever learn in a college, university setting. Now, if you're a doctor or things like that, that's so not what I'm talking about. I'm talking for people out there who are struggling, who think that they have to do the college route, the bachelor degree route, the master degree route, the doctorate route, anything like that. You don't. There's so many great and wonderful things that you can do out there that are more suited to what you like, and learn so much about that, and you really should do it. Go after your passion. The only reason why I decided to stick with it and not drop out was because I'm just one of those people who, when I start something, I like to finish it, and I just wanted that own personal goal of being the only one in my family, besides my sister now, of getting a bachelor's degree, and that's really the only reason why. Probably not going to use it. You can call me stupid, I guess, if you want, but it's not. I'm actually really just thinking for the future, if something was to happen, if my husband, you know, like loses his job, or you never know, then I can have that to fall back on, because it does make more money, like what I'm in school for, which is, by the way, leadership and management, human resources. So yeah, I know a lot of people are going through struggles with college right now, and teachers can make or break you also, just like I said with my fiance. And it's just a lot of mess, and you shouldn't have to feel like you know, should have to do that, because you really don't. But, you know, if you are in that situation, just stick it out, because I do feel like, and if you're unsure, that is, just stick it out, because you are going to get that degree in the end, and if you do and you can't use it, then you can always do something else. But if you're not sure and it's not where your heart is, I say don't do it. I say don't. You do not have to have college. You do not have to have university. Technical schools right now are amazing. They're where everything is at. But people are just so stuck on their high horse about college and university that they are like, screw technical school, like, screw that. That's where everything is right now. So if you're into that, go do it. Be proud, because I'm there with you, girl, boy, whatever. I'm there with you. And I feel smart knowing what I do about dental. It's my passion. I love it, and It is a 18-month. Is it 18 months? Did I really say 18 months? How long is it? 9 months? Scratch whatever I said. The bachelor degree program is 18 months. The dental assistant is from June to February, so however long that is. Anyway, I've learned a lot and I'm so proud, and I still have a while to go, but I'm loving it, and people are still gonna look down on me for doing it. And I try to be like, if you could only see how much I know compared to, I'm sure, what you know about dental and all the work that I do, because it's a lot, then you wouldn't think that. But I really hope this helped, and I hope too that even if anything, you just know that other people are going through this. I have racked my brain trying to decide what to do, whether I wanted to quit or not, and I was this close to quitting, but I was like, because once I start something, I don't want to quit it. I want to be able to finish it because I'm strong-willed, very strong-willed. Once I want something or I like something, I become so passionate about it that I just have to do it, you know. And that's why I decided to go on, just because I figured I'd be mad at myself, not for the fact that I didn't go to college because what people thought. It was literally solely because of myself. So I just hope that you feel better to know that someone else is going through this, that I have had sleepless nights, that I've worried about it, that I've been so upset that I've made myself sick over it. And I hope you can sympathize with that and feel a little bit better. I just hope I've helped in some way. But I'm gonna stop talking now because I'm probably running my words all together, and I probably honestly don't even make any sense. So I'm gonna shut up. I really hope I helped. More animal videos to come, so do not worry. This was just something that I wanted to do to hopefully help somebody. And yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe, which you can do by hitting my face right there, and you can watch another one of my videos by clicking right here, and I hope you'll do so. I hope you have a great day or night or whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys in my next video.